Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in at Devrel Asia. The topic today that I'm going to be talking about is uplifting developer communities with hackathons. So, just a bit about myself before I jump into the session. I'm Aditya Obrai. I'm currently a third year student from India. I'm pursuing computer science and engineering. Apart from that, I have been active with student tech communities and hackathon communities for over a year now. I am actively working as a Microsoft Learn student ambassador. More recently, I have joined Major League Hacking as a hackathon coach. And apart from that, I have been working with student communities as an intern at ProGate as well. So, um, if I talk about the agenda for my session today, first I will be defining what a hackathon is. Second, I will be talking about how hackathons impact communities. And third, how can you get involved in the hackathon ecosystem? So, what is a hackathon? Now, a hackathon, of course, is something that we've been hearing about a lot more recently. It is a term that has been growing um, over the last few years, especially since the lockdown has begun, we've seen an outburst of hackathons. So, a hackathon is essentially a development marathon that is designed to push people past the limits of their creativity and knowledge to create innovative products and solutions. What that essentially means is that um, within a limited time frame, you will have a huge number of people join in, experiment with tech, create great solutions for problems that they might be facing. It's really a ton of fun, to be honest. Now, as soon as we talk about the impact that hackathons make on communities, hackathons personally have been a very big part of my career so far. I have been actively working with hackathons for about 2 years. I started first, of course, with organizing and not participating, which is not the trend. However, even as a participant, I have been hacking, especially a lot more in the virtual format since the lockdown has begun. So here I will be talking about some points which I believe are the ideally the impact that hackathons make. Apart from the impact, these are also points that you can keep in mind if you're trying to organize a hackathon for your community. So this is the sort of impact that you should aim to create and to generate. So, firstly, hackathons are inclusive for all. This is a very big point around hackathons. Hackathons do not discriminate between backgrounds, where the person is coming from, who the person is. The aim of a hackathon here is, to get the best solutions out of people, and it doesn't matter what skill sets the people carry, what courses they're studying, where they're working. So that's a really good point about hackathons. They just see the work. And with the current state, it doesn't even matter if you're a computer science student or a graduate. You might just be a business grad. You might be someone who's working on design. And it doesn't matter. You can always come join a hackathon and create something that you want to. Secondly, hackathons bring the community members closer. This is definitely a very, very big factor. We have always seen that, hackathons, regardless of whether they're being organized by a big community, whether they're by a small community, a very important aspect is that we see members of these communities come together. They come together, they meet, they network, they collaborate, and at the end of the day, even as they compete, they're all working towards a common goal, that is to solve a certain problem. And that in itself does show a huge amount of unity within the communities as well. So hackathons have always succeeded in bringing members together. Hackathons focus on educating the community. This, of course, is a bigger impact that we see within student hackathons and even in professional hackathons, even with that are being run internally within companies. Educating is always a major factor. Hackathons, of course, when you come to a hackathon, you're trying to participate, you're creating, you're trying to win. But there is a big misconception that goes around, and that is that you need to be an experienced person to participate in a hackathon. That is absolutely not true. You might actually just come to a hackathon with no knowledge on a specific topic and end up learning it throughout the hackathon, while developing, while going through webinars or seminars throughout the sessions, which have become a very, very common feature at this point of time. So education is definitely a huge aspect of hackathons, and that is one impact that does help the members even after the hackathons end. Next, we have, of course, hackathons drive creativity and innovation within the community. When you come to a hackathon, you've got a topic, you've got a basic theme, but hackathons don't force you to work on a very specific project at the end of the day. Within the themes, within the domains and the topics that you're working towards, you have the freedom to develop and create on your own. So you're essentially there to solve a problem that is close to you. And of course, even with the participants, that's of course the factor. Even for the organizers, even for the mentors, it is a great thing to be able to see a diversity in the ideas that does come within hackathons. Because to be honest, a lot of projects might start at hackathons, they don't stop at hackathons. And we have seen great projects turn into even bigger startups, for example. So if we take Imagine Cup, maybe that's organized by Microsoft, some of the projects there are doing extremely well at this point of time and are creating actual tangible impact within the societies, even in um, domains of social good, whether we take health or we take education. We have great ideas that are being developed into products that people can actually use and can benefit from. So definitely hackathons drive a huge amount of creativity and innovation. Hackathons encourage a growth mindset. This is a very important point, and while this is something that not everyone realizes when they start participating in hackathons, this is something that I didn't understand in my first hackathons. But the fact is that no matter whether you win or you lose a prize at a hackathon, you're always going out with a certain amount of growth. You've learned a bit, you've developed a bit, you've created your own, you've converted your ideas into actual tangible projects, and you are now you are able to develop them. You have a path in front of you that you can take them towards. So if you develop a growth mindset, um, you can actually create products that can impact a huge amount. And the fact is that when you come into a hackathon, you're never going to leave with a finished product. You will always end up building a prototype, at the max a minimum viable product. You're never leaving with a fully finished final polished project. So developing that sort of a mindset will allow you to um, build greater solutions and projects and impact the people around you as well. Hackathons empower the community to create social impact. This is very true. um, when we talk about social impact, when we talk about helping people around us, talking about education, educating people around us, uh, even as the COVID-19 lockdown hit, as soon as it started, we saw that there was a huge outburst of hackathons coming up, which were focused on solving problems like remote work, assisting in healthcare. Health tech and medical tech has become a very common domain within hackathons, and that is such a great thing, to be honest, because um, when you have hackathons, when you have people coming together, you have people trying to solve problems that we're all facing. um, if I talk about India, for example, a lot of people don't have computers at homes. We have mobiles. So I remember that my team and I, we've been working on a project to assist with that, to help coding education. And what started in a hackathon as a VS Code extension has now gone on to become a full-fledged progressive web app, which is now going to be, which has been selected and will actually be a part of the R of Code campaign for 2020 as well. So you can actually create a tangible social impact through hackathons. And even when we talk about projects, take education for example, there are so many other projects. They don't just have to be software projects. We have seen hardware projects come out as well with hackathons. Take Smart Arm for example, which was developed at Imagine Cup, and Smart Arm is definitely helping revolutionize how the prosthetics industry is working. So there, hackathons do have a tangible social impact and are empowering the community to push their limits and create that impact for their peers and their communities. Hackathons give the members a platform to express. This is a really important point, and it is definitely one why I am so close to hackathons. Personally, with every community, we see that there are certain members who, of course, always consume knowledge, consume the content that is being shared, but feel afraid to express. Sometimes it's just due to something like stage fright, for example. It might be due to imposter syndrome, which is a problem that I have gone through a lot and I still go through at times. In a hackathon, when you develop a project, at the end, you have a demo phase where everyone comes up and talks about the problem that they are trying to solve and the solution they are creating. Now, since a hackathon does not restrict you to work on a statement just by them in most situations, and people are developing on their own, they're talking about problems that they're facing, they're talking about problems that they are solving. And having that experience, getting up on a stage just to talk about the problem that you're working on, is definitely something that helps you later on, because you're able to express your emotions, your feelings, and your thoughts in a more structured and a better manner. So you're definitely getting more comfortable talking about these issues. And of course, that is a skill that helps us later on as well in our professional careers. So having that platform to express does benefit all. It does, and especially, I mean, if I have to talk about the communities that I have worked with students particularly, I have seen this sort of an impact. I've seen people who weren't able to communicate properly, comfortably, just because of some of their own reservations, who went on through hackathons, talked about their projects, met new people, just networked with new people as well, and started talking about their project with them, and are now trying to create impacts in within their peer groups and their communities, and trying to uplift people in the same ways that they were able to in these hackathons. So that in itself is a very beautiful thing if you think about it. The most important aspect of a hackathon at the end of the day is that hackathons are just a ton of fun. Think about it. You've got 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever the length of the hackathon. You've come to a venue, you have 200, 300 people around you. All of these people are here just to do one thing, and that is to work on ideas that they want to. How often do we get to work on ideas that we want to outside of our work or our academic lives? I think that at this point of time is a very underrated factor. And when you are working on ideas that are close to your heart, when you're working on ideas that you want to, even if you have no other reason, just then the fact that you want to, that in itself is a very pure thing. If you think about it, that is art for its own sake. And that's exactly what hackathons are. That's exactly what you are doing in a hackathon, art for its own sake. And even apart from that, even if you're not there just to develop, even if you're there just for the food, or yeah, just to meet with people, all you're doing in those 24 hours, 48 hours is just enjoying. You're not doing something because it is being enforced on you. You're doing something because you want to. So it is an extremely fun experience, and that is seriously the reason why I stay hooked onto hackathons. Be it food or meeting people in physical hackathons, or um, playing Space Team or Among Us at 12 in the night with random hackers from all around the world in virtual hackathons. It's You're just there, you're enjoying, you're having fun, and that seriously is the best possible reason. I shouldn't use the word seriously, but yeah, it is a lot of fun. Now, these are some of the impacts that hackathons do have on communities and community members. Of course, there are a lot more ways to impact through hackathons, and definitely, even if you would have any such points, I would love for you all to share them with me as well. Now, since we've talked about the impact of hackathons, and we had two lovely sessions before by Deji and Rinaldi as well on hackathons, I'm sure some of you would have been interested in learning about how you can get more involved in hackathons. So, talking about getting involved in hackathons, there is a certain path that I do recommend if you have no exposure to hackathons in the past. What I recommend is that the first thing you do is try participating in hackathons. What that allows you to do is get that sort of an experience from the ground up. You're going into a hackathon, you're getting your hands dirty, you're meeting with people, so you understand what a participant goes through in a hackathon. You understand that experience, plus you get to enjoy hackathons, just building something you want to as well. So first step would be to participate in hackathons. The second that I recommend is going in as a mentor in hackathons. Now, mentoring has become a very, very common thing in hackathons more recently. Earlier, we didn't always see mentors in public student hackathons, but more recently, it has become quite a more common activity where you have mentors coming in, who meet with hackers just to talk about their projects. Some of these mentors also go up and take workshops and sessions in the hackathons, and a lot of them are also involved in the judging processes. Now, what this allows you to do is understand. I mean, of course, you're able to share your knowledge and help these your peers and the community members active in that hackathon. But it also allows you to get a glimpse of how the organizing of the hackathon is working, because you're working closely with the organizers of the hackathon. So it does allow you to get that sort of an exposure of what is happening at the back end of the hackathon, rather than something that is just from the participants' experience. That's something that you won't always see as a participant. So definitely mentoring is the second step. And it is a lot of fun because again, you're meeting and networking with your peers and other hackers. So why not? Now, once you've gotten a bit of experience participating, once you've gotten a bit of experience mentoring, the next step is definitely to manage and lead a hackathon for your community. And to be honest, since the lockdown has begun, since we've shifted to an online format, organizing hackathons has actually become significantly easier. A major part of which is because of the decreased cost factor of a hackathon, because now you don't have to worry as much about arranging a venue. People are at their homes, of course. So hacking a venue is not a worry. Similarly, food has become less of a worry. And it's still, we still have partners, we still have folks who are able to provide swags. So to if I have to be honest, you can actually conduct a hackathon at no cost if you get the right partners, and that is very much possible in virtual hackathons. That is something we've done in virtual hackathons, and this is something that I have actually done in the hackathon. So I can say that it's very possible to run a successful hackathon for your community, have it without any major cost for you. Now, there are some organizations that are highly active in the space of hackathons. So, if you are definitely interested in getting into hackathons, I can recommend at least these organizations that you can look into. Major League Hacking is an organization I'm working with, and we've got global hackathons running globally. We have hackathons running almost every weekend. I think we have hackathons running at every weekend at this point of time. So, that's something that you can definitely look into. And of course, Major League Hacking's hackathons are more dedicated towards students and folks who just graduated. But if you're interested in mentoring, Major League Hacking keeps mentoring opportunities open, so you can definitely check those out. Angel Hack, of course, has been there for quite some time. They've run their own hackathons all around, and Angel Hack has done great work that way. The next few organizations, Hacker Earth, DevFolio, DevPost, and Gitcoin, are primarily hackathon platforms, but they definitely, just apart from just providing a hackathon management system, do have their own list of hackathons that they're working with, and they're one of the best ways to get participating. Hacker Earth definitely has a lot of professional hackathons, a lot of hackathons being run by companies. DevFolio is a big leader for blockchain-centric hackathons in India, as well as student hackathons. DevFolio is officially partnered with Ethereum India as well, so they manage the ETH India hackathon. DevPost sees a plethora of international hackathons. In fact, even for US participants, we have the Azure for Social Justice hackathon coming up. AWS has run various of their hackathons on there. Plus, we have seen a lot of other organizations like Monday Apps, for example, which focuses on no-code applications. So we have a lot of hackathons coming up on DevPost. And Gitcoin again focuses a lot more on the blockchain space dedicatedly. So international blockchain hackathons are something that you will often see on Gitcoin. So these are some organizations that are highly active in this space. That of course, that doesn't mean that we don't have other hackathons. With a lot of these hackathons, we often see organizations like Microsoft, Google Cloud, we have GitHub, who are more often than not partnering with a lot of these hackathons and getting involved in some way or the other. So if you're excited by the hackathon space, we're at a great point of time right now to get started. And I do hope at least that some of you will get more active with the hackathon world after today at least. So yeah, that was it from my side. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, I'd love to take them at this point of time.
Thank you, Aditya. So I have some questions. Can I ask you?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Thank you so much. So I think so too. The hackathon will grow the community in many ways, as you say. It also helps us grow as a developer strongly. So and we like develop more and more. So
Yeah.
So how do you think we can get more people to join hackathons deeply? Do you think?
So when we talk about getting people to join hackathons, one factor that I have always loved and I have always tried to do is collaborate with as many communities as possible. I think with all communities, one primary goal is to help educate and help the upliftment of their members. And after one point, we do have a lot of interdependency within communities as well. So, and as well as we have a lot of common members. So, collaborating with different communities around us is a great way to at least get started with that. Apart from that, social media is a fantastic tool at this point of time.
Great, your great answer. So I think so too. It's a great answer. Thank you. So okay. So thank you again, Aditya. It was a great session. Many thanks.
Thank you so much.